Whatever issue Tonto Dike had and is still having with her ex-husband, Mr. Olakunle Churchill, whatever irreconcilable difference they had that is still very much unreconciled, whatever online and offline fights they are still engaging in, whatever pain or heartbreak they must have caused each other, it should not, I repeat, it should not be allowed to affect their little innocent son, King Andre. Why involve an innocent child in the battle of adults? Young children are supposed to be protected any means possible by the parents who claim to love them from the negativities of life because they are in their formative stage, in the foundational level of their lives. Childhood is the most important stage of a human's life. If something goes wrong in the life of an adult, most of the times he or she can easily cope. But if something goes wrong in the life of a child, it will affect and influence that child all through his or her life on earth. Guys, of all the accusations Tonto Dike leveled against Mr. Churchill, her ex-husband, since they were their little son, King Andre's 7th birthday, 2 days ago, the one that got me pissed off was when she accused him of not caring for their son, and the only evidence Mr. Churchill could provide to prove that he actually cared for his son were his efforts when the boy was 2 years old. So, what happened when he was 3? What happened when he was 4, 5, 6, and now 7 years old? And the most painful part is, he did not just leave, but he left with the boy's important documents, denying him access to his birth country, the United States, and every other country his mother, who can afford it, would have loved to take him to for exposure, enlightenment, good experience, and happy memories. I guess this is one of the reasons Tonto is still hurting and is pushing and fighting aggressively. It wouldn't have been so painful if she cannot afford to give her son the better things in life. But she can afford it. She has the money. There are so many places she had dreamt taking him to. So many beautiful experiences she would have loved to create with that boy in different places and different vicinities. Now that he is still young, before this stage will pass. But she is left incapacitated by a man who is ready to make his first son the casualty to the war he is fighting with his ex-wife. My people, you may have heard a little bit of what happened between Tonto Dike and her ex-husband, Mr. Churchill, on the day of their son, King Andre's birthday. Just like many people on the internet, I was of the opinion that Tonto and her ex-husband should allow this boy celebrate his birthday in peace. But then, subsequent posts by Mr. Churchill and the counterattack or statements made by Tonto got me worried. Let me briefly narrate to you guys what happened from that day of this boy's birthday till date. In order to save us time, I will be very brief about it, explain in details only the part that concerns the boy, which is the reason I'm making this video today. 3 days ago, on the 17th of February, our popular Nollywood actress and politician Tonto Dike celebrated her son's birthday in an elaborate way. After the normal early morning celebration, later in the day, she posted a video of herself gifting her son, King Andre, 10 plots of land at Domak Luxury Garden City, Abuja, and then revealed that the estate was named after her son as King Andre Court. Let me briefly read some of her birthday statements to her son. She said, "I may not be alive in 10 years, or 5 years, or 3 years, or 1 year, or 6 months, or 3 months, or the next day. But for every day I live, I will work to making your future a great one. Just like your name King, you shall rule. My dearest son, my world, my life, I've suffered, cried, been messed up, betrayed just so you can be a better me. I have no doubt you will make me a proud woman. I love you dangerously." On the other hand, Mr. Churchill went on his Instagram page to write a long birthday note to his son, describing how much he loves him and how proud of him he is, and then wishing him a happy birthday. This got Tonto Dike angry. She then made an angry post, a post which is obviously directed to her ex-husband, Mr. Churchill, stating that being a father has less to do with your sperm and more to do with your heart, that all he had done for the past 7 years was to hurt their son, that his claim that him and his family won the case for child custody but desired to leave the child for her are all big lies. She then asks who goes to court, wins a custody battle and decides to forget about the child, that he was so angry that she won the case and he was asked to pay custody and educational fee. that he decided to punish her through their son. Because of all the evidence available, the court asked that Mr. Churchill should only have extremely strict supervised visitation in the presence of someone she trusts. And since then, he had paid only 4 months custody fee and no school fees at all till date. That their son's school called him 6 years ago to pay his school fees. He said he had made a transfer and blocked their line. So, abandoning him for 7 good years and coming up on his birthday to wish him a happy birthday and say all the love jargons is a no-no for her. Guys, these are many more she stated, but this briefly covers all she said about her son. And so, because of all these, she changed their son's name from his birth name, Andre Omodayo Churchill, to King Andre Dike. Guys, let me throw this question to the floor. Did she do the right thing here by changing their son's name from his birth name to her maiden name? All because of these huge differences that seem unreconcilable. Do you agree with her, or do you think she went to the extreme this time? Please let me hear your thoughts on this in the comment section. Not long after Tonto made her post, Mr. Churchill replied. He made a long post debunking some of her claims, but what surprised me was he had few things to say about his son. He provided evidences, receipts of Rolex watch he bought for her, car papers, house documents, and bank order. But I didn't see any tangible evidence to prove that he fought for his son, that he fought to be in the life of his son as he claimed. You know, he started by providing evidences to debunk Tonto's claims. So everybody on the internet waited with high anticipation for him to prove her wrong on the most important topic, which is their son, his presence in the life of their son. But there was none, except the car he bought for his son's, I think, 2nd birthday. The car he claimed Tonto sold, and Tonto agreed with full chest that she sold the car. His claims that I can pick out from his statements that concerns his sons were: 1. He said he paid for the child to be delivered abroad, that Tonto was lying, and Tonto debunked this statement by saying of the $30,000 cost of delivering their son abroad, her husband gave only $3,500. That she have her receipt and other evidence to support this claim. Guys, I'm not faulting anybody here. There are so many childbirth cases where the wife paid the hospital bill instead of her husband. That is one of the advantages of earning your own income as a woman, as a wife in the home. When your husband is incapable of carrying a particular financial burden, you are there to help him lift it off his shoulder. You are there to help him solve that problem, and both of you move on. So, in case Tonto Dike's version of this statement is true, I'm not going to hold it against this man at all, and I know no one would have known about this if they had still been married till today. Secondly, he said she restricted all access to his son, that he only asked for access to be able to visit his school to take responsibility because he does not shy away from his own responsibilities. That he once gave her an unlimited prepaid card, but she flung it away, saying she will burn any gift that comes from him and send him video. Then he explained how the school allowed him to celebrate his son's 2nd birthday with him in school because he provided a copy of the court's judgment. But after then, the school started refusing him access unless he comes with her. Guys, these are his claims. These are the reasons he couldn't build a relationship with his son. These are reasons enough to stop a father from reaching his young son for close to 5 years. Unless there are still more evidence he hasn't provided. If there are no more, then I wonder, does it mean he never made any extra efforts? What did he do after that year? The 3rd year passed, the 4th year passed, the 5th year, 6th year, we are in the 7th year of this child's life. And as rich as he is, as known and popular as he is, as knowledgeable and exposed as he is, and with all his connections, he could not go the extra mile to be in the life of his son. He could not compromise a little bit for the sake of his boy. Here I am saying, whatever be his reason, it is not enough. Tonto Dike and Mr. Churchill represent so many couples in our society today who are like elephants fighting a battle in a jungle, and their children are like the grasses that are being destroyed by something they know nothing about, something they are very, very innocent of. Why taint the mindset of your child, all because you want to hurt your ex? Why destroy the image that child have of a loving father and a loving mother, even if they are not together as husband and wife? All because you don't want to sow another person ribs. Why deprive an innocent child the nourishing love of a parent? I made my research and I found that according to family law, you can only restrict a parent contacting a child only when the parents have a history of domestic abuse to the child or in front of the child, or is involved in a criminal activity, is into drugs or alcohol abuse, or participating in any act that can put the child at risk or expose him to violence. These are the only reasons under which a parent could be restricted from seeing his or her child or children. But reasons like he is not fulfilling his financial obligations towards the child, or the things he or she did to you that cannot be forgiven or pushed under the carpet, are all secondary and unimportant when it got to do with the child's welfare, the child's emotional stability and well-being. When Tonto subsequently made a post that stated, "You stole my son's important document off me," denying him access to his birth country, making people believe he can't travel because I can't afford it, why you carry your newborn overseas? That got me. He is your son, for goodness sake. Why deprive him of good things that are his birthright? Why hurt the boy because you are angry with his mother? Why use the poor boy as the only available instrument to inflict more pain on your ex? Guys, I'll close with this. Tonto wrote, "I wake up every day apologizing to my child for having you as a sperm donor." God, what a statement. I pray she is saying this theoretically. She doesn't practicalize this in front of her son, because the full implication of this statement is scary. But it made me wonder, what could she be feeding this boy about his father? What negative things could she be feeding this boy with that could forever tarnish his image of fatherhood? Every child needs the presence and love of both parents, and the absence of one or both parents in the life of a child affects them differently. Research has proven that a child who grew up knowing his or her father is late is emotionally more stable than a child who grew up knowing his father left him, his father doesn't want him, doesn't love him, or is a very bad person. Do you feel contented? Do you feel happy reducing your child, reducing your beloved child to a state worse than a paternal orphan, worse than a maternal orphan, when their father or mother is very much alive, just because you are angry with him or her, just because you want to show you have that power over him or her, just because you want to deprive him of that opportunity to bond and love his own flesh and blood? Please, in all you do, don't forget, if you can hurt your ex 40%, know this, you are hurting and harming that your child you are using more than 80%. Please guys, what do you think about this whole incident? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, please don't go without hitting that subscribe button. Press the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. Thanks for watching guys. Do have a lovely day. Bye bye.